Hey guys, President of XP Realty, part of the Johnson Group here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia. And today I'm here with Lucy, the lender from Edge Home Finance. Say hi, Lucy.
Hi.
And well, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. And today I brought her in because she is a military spouse, turned real estate agent, turned lender. So we're going to ask about her experiences of buying a home in the military, about how she's helped military families here and all that good stuff. If you get any value from this video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe. Share this video with your friends and family that may be moving from another area. They might need Lucy's help or my help. We can definitely help you guys out. But I'm just going to get right into the question. So, Lucy, before we get started, why don't you tell everybody about yourself?
No, thanks for having me again, Patrick. I appreciate that. So, Lucy the lender, like he said, it used to be Lucy the realtor. That didn't sound good, so I decided to change the name.
There you go.
It makes sense, right? So it was in the name. So, military spouse, husband's been in for 19 years, still active duty. Yep. It's been a hot minute. I'm a mom. I have 3 boys.
Nice.
And so, we moved around a lot, and then I was, like I said, previously a realtor, and when we moved to Georgia, I was like, let me try the lender lane. So I switched on over, and I'm a broker in the lending side, and like you said, with Edge Home Finance, and I've been doing that for now almost 3 years.
3 years.
Almost, yeah.
All right, great. So with your real estate experience, how does that help you as a lender?
Well, I think having compassion that you used to have as a realtor, you really get that one-on-one. And so I think for me, when I switched over, I still sometimes, like, my boss is like, you're too much in your, I like when I'm like, tell me about the kitchen, no, Lucy, that's not what you need to know, And so, but I think having that compassion and having that closeness and having being able to build that relationship has really helped me switch over and create that really true experience of being, a unique lender, I'd like to say.
I think I'll say, and this is, just from experience, when you have large lenders out there, I don't want to put names out there, but the loan officers lose touch with this being probably the biggest home purchase biggest purchase you'll ever make. In the military, you probably make it 2 or 3 times, but even every time can be daunting. I mean, I remember my first time, me and my wife's first time, it was a little bit scary, even though actually I had a really good real estate agent. Her name was Carol Hogue. I don't know if she's still in the business, but she was fantastic. I think Keller Williams, I can't remember exactly. No, Remax. Yeah. But, as a military guy, I didn't listen to her. I was just trying to do my own thing, So I was a really crazy dude about that. But having a lender that was a real estate agent is really impactful for you because she understands both sides and could definitely help you out. So I think that's awesome that you've done both, and it's fantastic. Yeah. So we're just going to ask some questions and see what Lucy has to say about them. All right, here we go. All right, so what brought you and your husband to the Savannah area?
So like I said, hubby's active duty, and so he is currently stationed, I think we're loosely attached to Fort Stewart by some realm, but he is ROTC at Georgia Southern University in Statesboro. So we had a big PCS from Korea. I was 34 weeks pregnant.
Nice.
That's right. Yeah. So all the fun things in the PCS. So major overseas with 2 dogs.
Wow.
Yeah. And we got in an RV and went all the way across the country. That was our major move over here. And so that brings us to Statesboro, but we just recently moved to Richmond Hill because my business is more Richmond Hill, Hinesville. So I was commuting a lot, but poor guy, he's going to commute, but we're on the way to retirement. So hopefully not that much longer.
Great. Yeah. Great. Yeah. I mean, what you say he's about done, right?
Yeah. We have a date. We won't put it out there till it's finally signed up. But yeah.
There you go. All right. Cool. Okay. So, as a spouse, I'm going to talk about your first time buying. What do you feel was the most challenging part for you and your husband?
So mine is circa 2006, which is a hot minute ago, so almost 20 years ago. We had heard that, one of the major benefits of being a veteran is that you can buy a home for nothing, right? You hear zero, you see zero. I mean, this is kind of pre all the internet days, but there was definitely internet and talk, and you would talk to USAA and you see zero, and so we were told at the time that there was basically we just thought, we had this misconception. We were coming from Fort Benning over to Fort Sill, and we just thought we wouldn't need any money. And, so that was definitely a misconception and a misnomer and rude awakening. And when I had to call my mom and tell her I needed some money, that we weren't going to get the house for nothing. So, yeah.
How did that make you feel at the time? When you think about, you're thinking about the whole process, like, how did no one tell me this? How did you feel when that moment hit you?
Well, and it definitely hit, and it hit hard. It's honestly why I got into real estate. For me, like, for our realtor to put us in the car and not tell us anything, and we didn't know about inspections, we didn't know about earnest money, we didn't know about closing costs, and that was thousands of dollars. She didn't literally let us pick a house, put us in there, got us down to 3. And same thing with the pre-approval. I don't remember that being any kind of monumental moment, like, oh, you're pre-approved, this is how much it is, and going over anything. So I will not try to blame the lender too much, but again, big box lender, big military box lender. And then, but for her, I thought, why didn't you tell us any of this? And so here we are, she's like, and I'm going to need a check for this, and a check for this, and a check for this. And I was like, wow, so, and again, flat broke, but we had heard zero the whole time. So, yeah, so it's why I became a realtor, because I was like, I will never let this happen to another military, friend, client, anybody that I could tell that,
You put the word out there. And that's why I do this channel. I try to tell everybody, watch my real estate channel, because I'm trying to teach you all these things so that you don't get surprised. Like Lucy's saying, you roll up and they're like, here, give me $5,000. And I think more now, closing costs, including 10. It's 10. I typically tell people 4% of the purchase price is what you should need to plan for closing costs. Because if you have that much money, you are at advantage, right? Now, can we get you into a home with no down payment, no closing costs? We can. But that really depends on the seller if they're willing to contribute. You know what I'm saying? So that's a negotiating part that I would have to handle. But it doesn't always go that way. So just to come in strong, be ready to put down or to have 4% of the purchase price so you're in a strong position. Because we don't want to be coming in weak. You know what I'm saying? And would you agree?
Absolutely, yeah. If you don't use it all, you just have some money extra in the bank.
Yeah, then you buy a refrigerator or something. You know what I'm saying?
Washer and dryer.
Yeah, there you go. All right, okay. So were there any specific resources that the Army provided to you when you were buying your home? Do you remember?
Not as much as online now. You would go and you would YouTube. You would go, so definitely not the benefits of today of having, there's so much. I think at the time there was military one source, but it wasn't
as robust as it is now.
Absolutely. So, it was wonderful that we knew that there was 100%, but again, it was a little bit misconstrued of what was 100%.
Right.
So no true resources at that time versus what now is, so.
I'll say if you have any questions, you go to Military One Source. You can go to the ACS building, talk to housing, or give me or Lucy a call. We're going to leave her number and information down in the description below. Okay, so you can give her a call after this. But yeah, give us a call. We can definitely help you out.
Absolutely.
All right. So did you use a VA loan back then? Obviously, you said it was a bad experience. What would you say to buyers now to combat the terrible experience you had?
Yeah.
Is it just what we already discussed?
Yeah, after what we discussed. Pick a team, right? You have the opportunity to pick your team, and communication is key, right? Someone that is willing to share the playbook with you. You want someone that's being very open and honest, and that has great reviews, and that has helped others. And so same thing, it's more personal level than making it cold and impersonal. That's that's an opinion, but I do think that that's so helpful, because at the end of the day, when someone's educated you enough and given you all those tools, that's the best experience you will have, and you won't have the experience that I had. I was not informed. I was not, knowledgeable about. There was zero expectation management on either one of our parts. Nobody told me. So when I have a client now, it's full expectation management. What do you expect of me? But also, what do I expect of you?
Exactly. You play a part in the process
100.
as well.
Yeah.
I try to tell, and I think I get frustrated a lot of times because I tell clients that I interact with, go talk to a lender first, get pre-approved. I know there's a thought that it should be I go find the house first and then go get pre-approved. Lucy, can you tell us why is that a bad idea?
One, you won't know how much it is. You know what the monthly budget is. I mean, in your head, your friend bought a $300,000 house. Well, over time, you know, obviously rates have done changes, taxes have changed, insurance has changed. So what your friend may be paying for that purchase price may not be what yours is. And so it's really important, I think, it's not as much as a purchase price. So when you're looking on Zillow, it's more important to break down your monthly budget and know what that is. And so that's where we get to start and then give you that what your comfort zone is. And then I share that with Patrick and I'm like, hey, look, they're solid. They know that they need to do this, this, and this. And we're also warning you, like, don't go buy another car. You know, so it's like our job, again, expectation management, to educate you on what the process is going to look like and, you know, giving you that information of what your budget looks like, you know, what you can expect for, you know, the financial responsibilities that are coming your way. And then we get to hand you off. I mean, he's really got the fun job. So
yeah, we get to look at all the cool houses and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Totally a fun job.
But you can't go into a store thinking you're just going to take home you're going to have a credit card that has the limit to buy the TV, you know what I'm saying? Or you're going to have the funds to buy the TV. So you need to figure out how much you can afford before you go looking at houses. So I get frustrated saying this. Talk to Lucy first, and then we get together and we go find your beautiful home. But don't leave the pre-qualification out. You got to get that done first. All right. I beat that up too much. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So, how did the frequent movements or uncertainty of military life impact your decision making when choosing a home?
I mean, I think so many military families struggle with where are we going to buy? What neighborhood are we going to buy in? What's a good school? How close is it to the installation? What's traffic going to be like? You know, so I mean, those are definitely the uncertainties. Like, you know, you'll always get on Google as soon as you know where you're going, right? You're on Google.
Right.
As a mom, I'm looking at the schools. You know, I mean, there's certain things that right away. So those are always the uncertainties of. I mean, it's classic in real estate to say location. You know?
Right.
So we're just always trying to pick that best location, and so combating that again with a good team of knowing like, okay, the uncertainties can be helped or combated, you know, by you. I mean, I know we can't guide or steer a certain neighborhood.
Right.
But we can also say, hey, look, that would take you an hour and a half if you want to live there, but you're going to be commuting to there. So also the uncertainty of, can I sell it? What will it be like? You know, what will my future be like if I'm going to buy this home? If I had to PCS in a year or 2 or 3, or if you had to rent it out, you know. So we all have those. I mean, I think all military families are literally, you could do a 10, that we all have the same uncertainties, you know. So, but
absolutely.
Location being at the top, and so.
I totally agree. You know, I always have an eye on, can we sell it if they have to move? Always, or rent it, obviously. Yeah. Because, of course, in the military, I was in the military for 20 years, so I know moving constantly. Am I going to be able to sell my house? Am I going to rent my house? And if I do want to rent my house, what does that mean as far as VA loan? Can they get another loan in another place?
Yeah, absolutely can, yeah. So we've done it ourselves. So we've used my husband's benefits 6 times.
Cool.
So yeah, I would say we're well seasoned, and we've held more than one out at one time. That's another misnomer, is you can absolutely have more than one VA at a time. I won't get into the math of it. It's not an even calculation anymore. Like it's not, you know, it's not 500,000. You use 250 at Fort Bliss, and you can come here and use 250,000. It's not an even number like that, but there's definitely, you have the ability to purchase again with 100%. There's even ways that, okay, let's say you don't even have 100% left, but there's a way you can put a small down payment that you can still use. So there's lots of ways to keep over and over utilizing that. You know, again, to me, it's one of my favorite benefits is the VA, to be able to purchase with the VA. And so, yes, there's definitely. We've held at one time, we held 2, and then you can even refinance that into a conventional and then use it again and multiply it, utilize it.
Right.
So, yeah.
So let me ask you something real quick, because I don't think we spoke on it. Is there an additional fee with using a VA loan?
There is, yeah. So again, you hear this 100%, I don't need any money, you know, and so yes and no. There is no down payment on the VA. So that is, with other loan types, you're required to put down 3, 5, 10%. And so with our loan, 0. But the VA, not myself as a lender, the VA charges us 2.15% the first time, and then 3.3% every time after that. It is financed or rolled in. So this is a fee that is put into the loan, sometimes people think that closing costs, again, separate things. Funding fee, closing costs. People think that the funding fee, the funding fee can be rolled in or financed. So
Right.
it's not money you have to come up with. 2.15% is not something you have to come up with. But there's also a way it can be waived. If we have anybody that's receiving disability, it is 0. So also a Purple Heart, because I have some active duties that have a Purple Heart. And then Gold Star spouses as well receive no funding fee. So
which is huge, because those funding fees can be
absolutely.
It's very expensive.
Well, especially if you're going to buy, like let's say your forever home at 3.3% because you've used the loan a couple of times. So another way, again, waived probably too many financing details, but there's a way to reduce your funding fee as well. So if you can't get it waived with any disability, you can put down 5% and the funding fee goes down to 1.5%. If you put down 10%, it goes down to 1.25%. And then anything after that, it doesn't go below 1.25 again unless there's something that would have it be waived. So
if you're about to get out or you're about to retire, you get at least 10% disability. At least 10% disability to get 0%, okay? I can't stress that enough because it is a large amount of money. Okay. All right. So are there any... Well, we already talked about that. I don't want to talk about that. Okay, what makes Savannah a good location for military people?
So we were from Texas, so we thought for sure 100% we're going back home. If my family's listening, I'm sorry. We thought for sure, but now that we've moved here, and we had never had an East Coast duty station. We had Alabama one time, but we had never had an East Coast duty station, and we love it. I mean, it's location, location, location. You are in Florida you can be there in an hour and a half. Really,
Jacksonville, yeah.
I mean, Jacksonville, but I'm talking
2 hours,
St. Mary, so, and then go up north, and go to Hilton Head, and then go to North Carolina, go over to Tennessee, the location in America is amazing. Our cost of living is low. Our taxes are low. The industry that's coming in, honestly, I can't buy enough property here because I just think it's a great investment. But from what we've been able to see, military has the opportunity to see across the nation, and when we can really stack those up against, and I'm not saying don't buy in Washington, but when you're looking at what Washington buys you and what Georgia buys you, right?
Right.
Major difference, So,
yeah.
So I absolutely see that. Buy here if you can. Why would you not? Just location,
Absolutely.
location. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to concerts in Jacksonville, Charleston, it's and here actually the Market Arena is fantastic. And then like you said, it's just growing here and it's incredible. So, all right, I'm going to talk about, can you share a personal story about how you helped a military family, as you can be a realtor or lender, whichever you feel like saying, what is your most memorable story?
Well, I'll share a story that I got to cross both lanes. I had the opportunity in Texas. We were stationed there, and it was my second time to get licensed as a realtor. And my very first client in San Antonio was a guy, Willie Whitley. I hope you watch Willie. I'm going to send this to him.
Yeah, absolutely, please.
Yeah, Willie Whitley. So I helped him, and he was a young airman, very nervous about buying. Saw the potential of what, trajectory of what buying a home does for you, what it does for your pocketbook, your long-term investment, all the things. So he was phenomenal to work with, just a phenomenal guy. I got to get to know his family, everything. It was incredible. Well, then fast forward, so that is 2013.
Okay.
And so then fast forward, I come to Georgia. I get my, I'm working on, I want to say, I may have been I was actually trying to decide which lending company I was going with.
Oh.
And he called me. I know, this actually kind of turned my trajectory as well. It's I have to be a national lender. And so I was I can't just do one state. So I'm a national lender. But
all right, there you go.
So before I can do lots of states. But, so he called and he said, Lucy, can you help me find a realtor? I'm moving to Alabama. And I said, not only can I help you find a realtor, so again, relationship based, right?
Oh, yeah.
Many years. And we had been friends, we had texted many times and, social media and everything else, but just formulated that bond long ago. So then fast forward, this is 2021, 2022. I don't even know what year it is, but 2021. Anyways.
Yeah.
And so then I got to find him a realtor in Alabama that he connected so well with as well. And then I got to do his lending, and we're still great friends. And now he's going to make another move. And so just the opportunity to do more financing for him.
Oh, wow.
So just building those long-term relationships. And so the realtor and lender and me got to be, but just to help him. And now he owns several homes, saw the value in that.
Yeah.
Has used his VA several times. So... and then I got to be a part of all that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, last question. Here we go.
Okay.
Are there any tips or financial advice you give military soldiers or airmen, any military family that might not be obvious? Any advice you give them that might not be obvious?
Obvious. I think when purchasing, right? Nobody likes the word diet, right? But we all have to be a little bit on a financial diet when you're getting ready to purchase a home. And so, again, when you're hearing, financial advice, if you can create a little nest egg by saving up some Starbucks,
Right. Skip the Starbucks.
Yeah, $79 yesterday at Chick-fil-A, but like knowing and preparing for that, I think that fast forward 19 years ago, I would have said, if I could have been, there's been many times that I purchased for, no money because my sellers contributed and everything else. But I think that would be good, sound advice is just you have a little bit of a nest egg. And that takes a little bit of savings, a little bit of debt dieting of, getting prepared for that and getting yourself prepared for that. And, we've never been mad about buying a house.
No.
Not 19 years later, like I said.
I'll tell you, there's people that wish they bought a house 3 years ago.
Absolutely.
I promise you that if they didn't buy one.
The famous last words in real estate are, "I wish I'd have bought 5 years ago." Well,
yeah.
We all wish we would have bought 5
years ago.
We all wish. And timing the market.
Do it now. If you don't own a home, do it now.
Yeah.
And as I retired military. She obviously understands your situation. I know it's hard to save when you're in the military. Just we didn't get paid that much. I didn't get paid that much. It's so when I say that, we also understand the difficulties of doing that. So we're not trying to just throw it out there casually.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, if you want to put yourself in an advantageous position to buy, don't be at the mercy of the market, is what I'm trying to say. If you can save. If you can't, we're going to find a way, right?
Yeah.
And Lucy, I just want to say thank you so much for being here with me, and I really appreciate you doing this. And if you guys have any questions for Lucy, her numbers, give them your number so they can.
Number. Weird Oklahoma number, from Texas, Oklahoma number, Hawaiian driver's license, live in Georgia. 580-284-7244.
And if you have any questions for me, call me at 912-657-3544. And thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching this time, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll talk to you guys soon.